Oh, how's everybody doing?
How are you doing is the bigger question.
Life is good.
What are you going to buy for mom?
Retirement. Tell my mom she's good. But I just want to first off start by thanking the Lord and everybody who made this possible. Mr. Kroenke, Coach McVay, Les Snead, Matthew Sheeran, my agent Drew Rosenhaus, and I guess myself, my mom, my family, just believing in me, allowing me to be able to live out my dream, be able to take care of my family, and continue to keep playing ball, and continue to keep loving this game like I always have, since I was a child. And so, shout out to them, and thank you for them.
How much was this wearing on?
How does it feel to get it done?
It feels amazing. This whole day is kind of surreal. I'll never forget this day, but this is the day that I kind of worked for my whole life. I knew I was going to be here. I didn't know when. I didn't know how. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be, but I'm here, and so I just want to say thank you to everybody that played a part to making it happen. But for me, it means everything. It means a whole lot that just this organization believes in me, and I'm going to continue to keep giving them everything that I have in my soul to make sure that they know that.
Kyren, you told us on day one that you had the faith that this was all going to get done. What brought you to that point?
Just the Lord, just knowing that my whole life has been ups and downs. There's been ebbs and flows. There's been things where I didn't think I would come out of, but the great Lord brought me out of. And so this was nothing else. Nothing else different. This is something that I knew was going to happen. Like I said, I just didn't know when. I expected it to happen. The work that I put in my whole life was up until this moment, and I'm gonna continue to keep working. But for me, it's just a blessing just to be here, honestly.
What does it mean to I know you're still processing probably all of this, but to be able to share this news with your mom and to be able to make that call and what was that like for you, and has it kind of hit you in waves?
Yeah. I'll tell you, it was a whole bunch of tears. I'd say it was tears of joy, tears of just emotion, and just like saying like finally, like it was a sigh of relief. When I called my mom, she just said I can't stop crying, and it made my eyes bawl because I can feel it. I can feel it through the phone. I felt how she felt because I know exactly how she feels. She knows how I feel. So again, it's just something that we've all worked for so hard my whole life. And to be able to say it's finally here, it's very surreal, but it's also always a blessing.
What about the phone call this morning when you got the news from your agent? What was that like for you personally?
It was everything. So I kind of knew today might have been the day. We planned this meeting a couple days ago that we're going to meet with Sean and Matthew Sheeran this morning at Coach McVay's office. And so just going in there with initial meetings, we gave him the offer. We gave him the things that we wanted. And the great Rams organization and Matthew and Coach McVay, they discussed and they came back to me, and man, I couldn't believe what they said. Honestly, I wasn't expecting them to say yes, but when they did, you should have seen me in the room. I said, I dropped my hands in my face, and I just started thanking the Lord because man, it was a feeling I'll never forget. It's kind of like a draft day feeling, and then this type of feeling. I don't know which one's better, but they're both up there for sure.
What does it mean to get it done with the Rams?
Oh, it means everything. For me, I'm all about commitment. I'm all about the loyalty, the people that pour into me, I'm gonna pour into you. And the Rams have done nothing but that since I've gotten here. Since I arrived in 2022, through all the difficulties that I've had in my journey of injuries and whatnot, and they never really batted an eye. Coach McVay has always been there for me since day one. He's always instilled that confidence in me that I was gonna continue to be the player that I hope to be, and he's done that since, like I said, since I broke my foot. I remember him texting me in that hotel room. Telling me that I'm gonna be okay and I'm gonna be better, and I just remember sitting in that bed and again I started crying because this means so much to me, and for my coach to come out and text me when I was at my roughest times in my rookie year, it meant so much to me. So just knowing that the organization is with me is everything.
And that's why you can tell that Sean takes your journey so personally, that he fuels him in some ways too, that mutual energy that you guys have. For him to be in the room, to be part of telling you this is happening for you, what was that like? And can you kind of take us through the moment?
Yeah, it was everything. Like I said, just being able to have a coach like that. I've had high school coaches like that, but I haven't had a coach that really connected to me on a real level. Coach McVay, like I said, he's more worried about me as a human being than I am a player. And so just being able to have him in those negotiations throughout the whole time is just, to me, it showed me that my coach cares about me. My coach really wants me to see the best for me, and he knows and he thinks that I deserve the best. And so just being in that meeting room with him, being able to explain to him how I felt about where I was coming from and just why I felt like I deserved the things that I worked for, it was everything. Just to be able to allow him to hear that and see the true emotion of what it meant.
Is that so important to you to show up for training camp and not hold it?
I don't want to say it wasn't for the money. It was nothing for that. It was just for me personally to show them, like, I'm always continuing to be the same guy I always have. Nothing's ever going to change me. I'm not going to let the business of this work. I explained this later. I explained this one time in my interview. I'm not going to let the business make the pleasure affect my business. You know, this is where I come and be who I am. This is where I get to escape the world. This is where, you know, I can truly be just present where my feet are at on this field. So I didn't want to take that away from me. For me, it was football. I love football. This is what I'm about. This is all I do. So it wasn't a business strategy for me to, you know, not hold out or not show up. For me, it was more like, man, my teammates need me, and I need this for myself. And so why would I do that? Why would I, you know, hurt myself in a way, kind of?
Kyren, is that relationship that you have with Coach, where he treats you like a person, not a player, is that why you felt confident in just coming to camp and sort of not wanting to hold out because of that relationship with Coach?
Yeah, I know what the Rams are about, and I know what we stand for. I know the standard here is not that. You know, I know a person who thinks that they're bigger than the program is not where we're at. And so for me, I didn't want to give off any type of ill feeling to my teammates, to the organization, to myself. Like I said, for me, it was just showing up and being present, continuing to be the man that, you know, I inspired to be, continue to keep being the athlete that I inspired to be, the teammate, the brother, everything in my life. It was just continue to get better. And the only way I knew how to do that was be around the people that love me and be around the people that I love. And so for me, it was like, why wouldn't you show up? You know, this is what you do. And so, man, it's just a blessing. I'm so lost for words at times, and I can't really understand it. I can't wait to call my mom again to make sure that it's real and to make sure that, you know, we all, you know, the hard work is finally, you know, it's paying off. And so I'm going to continue to keep working the way that I know how to, and I'm going to continue to keep going. You know, that's all I know.
All right, guys.
Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.